Well, we are kind of coming up to the end of our time. I didn't ask you guys to prepare final statements. I don't know if there's any kind of wrap up you want to do, or if there's a point that hasn't been made that you want to make. I know,
I
I
just
just
think that
threw that door open.
Yeah.
I was just gonna, I mean, I don't know if this is a nice cherry on top but I just, going off of what I was just talking about and what Erica was just saying, media is changing. I mean, we see people leaving for their own Substacks and mediums and stuff like that. And I think that the independent voices in our city are so important. I mean, read PubliCola, read The Stranger, read The Urbanist. Like, I think so many people are not well read on these issues because there's not a clear source for this information, or like, I don't know how people are finding their news. And it's vital that we keep the left, or not the left, but like just a more progressive voice alive in the South Seattle Unrolled, who I freelance for, sorry. But anyway, yeah, we have so many, and it's such a rich, small environment, but it relies on readership, and it relies on reporters and money, unfortunately. And we'll leave that problem solving to somebody who can affect change on the whole how to fund media question.
I don't know how to improve on that, actually.
Oh,
You know,
thank
I really do believe that as you've said, I mean, there's a part of me that also just would really wish that there was a way that people could read or have access to these other kinds of voices and these other, you know what I mean? And I don't think that I'm proud to be a left. In fact, I'm a Marxist, and I have no shame about that. You know, I'm like, I tell people, yes, I'm a Marxist. And why? Because capitalists make the world suck. I mean, you just have to look out your window to see capitalists are not doing a great job with the earth itself. They're not doing a great job with a whole list of issues. And yes, I'm on that side, and I think that you know, I'm really happy as an open Marxist to have readers. I mean, and so forth and so on, and for people to like look at things from what I call, yes, a macroeconomic perspective, because I do think that both the details and the larger structures should complement each other. That you should be able to, that what you see on the street should be able to be explained by decisions that are made by the federal bank, by people who own shares in massive corporations, by people who repurchase, companies that repurchase stock and so on. A lot of people did not pay attention to that when Boeing was rebuying its stock over the last decade, and then the planes fell out of the sky, and suddenly it had no money. Where did the money go? People lose their jobs, and then suddenly, you know what I mean? Then things get real. You know what I mean? But you had to, nobody was taking, and nobody in the Seattle Times didn't take it seriously. They didn't take, repurchasing stock seriously at all, because it's always airy-fairy stuff. It's way up there. You know, it has nothing to do with real wages and things like that. But at the end of the day, they do. They actually do impact your life. You know, there's, one thing I just want to say one last thing, and this is, oh shoot, it's going to be quick. My last thing is that yeah, I mean, nobody, all the people, when they talked about the housing issue, the crisis on the streets, it's always surprising me that the business class, the business community in Seattle just never talks about rents. I mean, never, ever. It's not an issue for them. You know, it's always crime on the streets that's losing business. It's always the tents that are, that are scaring away customers. it's not that you're paying a gazillion dollars a month for for the space you're in. You know what I mean? It's, again, so that's all. I'll end with that.
Oh, I'm just glad that Zoom didn't just shut off at 6:30. I had this terrible fear that was going to happen.
It's good.
If you want to, Erica, go for it.
No, I just thanks for having us. This has been a great discussion. I've been watching the discussion in the chat, which has also been riveting and really robust. And you know, I hate that word, but you know, just think of a better word.
Robust.
Yeah, because it's so overused. But yeah, just a great discussion. So.
All right.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you so much again to Erica C. Barnett, Charles Mudede, Nathalie Graham. As a reminder, as I am contractually obligated to say, this event was hosted by Real Change. We offer low barrier work opportunities, bold advocacy, and quality journalism. And we are also asking for your money for that whole, fun journalism thing. So our winter fund drive is going on. Also, please don't forget to see your local vendor, pick up a copy of the paper. That's how we keep this all going. So thank you again so much, all of you, and have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.